The recent issue is a country where Hangul has more than 2,000 Korean language institutes. From large supermarkets in the city to local supermarkets in every corner of the countryside, Korean products are overflowing. And their craze for Hangul is surprising even to foreign media around the world. Let's take a closer look at what kind of country it is about. As Korean content spreads around the world, the international status of Hangul is rapidly emerging. Following the popularity of K-pop such as BTS and Blackpink following the Psy Gangnam Style in 2012. The Korean language study craze is rising to become the world's official language. Yuan Shikai, the first president of the Republic of China, insisted that the Chinese should be taught Hangul. According to a study evaluated by Oxford University, Hangul is the best character in the world alphabet rankings and the only character that can record all sounds, so it can be used as a common writing system for people around the world. Since 2009, the Indonesian Zagajia have been using Hangul as their official alphabet. And the Aymara, a South American tribe, can now use Hangul as their alphabet, following the Rahu in Thailand, the Chopang in Nepal, and the Arama in Bolivia, because Hangul can text their language more accurately than the Roman alphabet. It is becoming more and more popular for tribes that do not have letters. Hangul was recognized enough to be listed as a UNESCO World Octopus Heritage Site in 1997. Nevertheless, it is true that few countries wanted to learn Hangul in the past. This was because there was no reason to learn when people choose to study a foreign language. Languages that provide a qualification and are helpful for getting a job gain higher popularity. But unfortunately, the Korean language did not have any attractive reasons. However, the situation is changing rapidly as the Korean wave has become a mega hit. The 7 pillars of K-soft power are meditation, music, beauty, food, fashion, webtoons, and Hangul. Koreans are changing the world from me to us in various fields, and Hangul and Korean are at the center. I am trying to admire and resemble the country of Korea by watching K-pop, watching Korean dramas and movies on Netflix, and making Korean food. There are quite a few people who wear Korean printed clothes without knowing what it means because they like it unconditionally. And they seem to love it even if it says cancellation of collateral security and transfer of ownership. And the members of the British Knock band are proudly wearing a t-shirt that says Korean Sashimi Restaurant. In addition, interesting Korean t-shirts such as Yeokijang and Yongsoya stood out. And tourists wore Korean clothes called foreigners when they came to Korea. And Britney Spears also made headlines by wearing a dress with Shinhyung Ho Nam Hyang Ho. And this year, the number of Korean language tests has surpassed 410,000. Starting next year, the number of tests conducted in Korean will be expanded from the current 4 to a maximum of 8. And more than 90 countries will take online tests. The level of test questions shows that it is no easy task for foreigners. In this situation, there is a place where Hangul covers the entire country. There are as many as 2,000 Korean language institutes open throughout Nepal. Since 2007, Nepalese immigrants have to pass the Korean language test conducted by the two governments to apply as workers under the employment permit system. The entire city was covered with Korean language institutes as tens of thousands of students took the exam every year. With only about 8% selected, banners, posters, and signs advertising the institutes hang around the city, and Korean language test textbooks, Korean movies, and dramas are easily seen at bookstores near the institutes. The spaces inside the institutes are decorated with Korean-style objects. Traditional Korean clothes are hung at the entrance of the institutes, and Korean high-rise buildings and Korean national flags are decorated everywhere. There are 816 Korean language institutes in Nepal's Kathmandu. There, when teachers say, "Let's go to Korea," students can be seen loudly copying them. And the Korean wave, which has begun to trend among Nepal's youth, has flooded the city with Korean restaurants, cosmetics, food, and clothing stores. The Korean wave has been confirmed in various ways in Nepal. Nepal's famous media have featured articles related to Park Bo-gum, and when the K-pop contest was held in Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, in 2019. More than 5,000 people gathered at a time, exuding hot air. Even though the 3,000-seat concert hall was filled, audiences stood on the aisles and walls and enjoyed the performance. The number of Nepalese nationals entering the country is also increasing rapidly every year. Since 2007, when Nepalese workers entered Korea under the employment permit system, Exit 3 of Dongdaemun Station has become a famous meeting place for Nepalese people from all over the country, and attracted attention as it became known for its Nepalese streets, Nepalese villages, and Nepalese towns. Korea and Nepal are growing together on a win-win basis. The Korean shipbuilding industry urgently hired 3,000 Nepalese people, believing that there will be a shortage of about 14,000 people by the end of this year. Most of the successful applicants for language tests in the manufacturing sector were hired in Korea. Even after returning to Nepal, they missed Korean culture and food. In the early 2010s, Korean ramyun could be obtained at stores frequented by foreigners or large supermarkets in Kathmandu. Korean ramyun consistently occupied the shelves of large supermarkets because of fixed customers such as foreigners and Nepalese with Korean experience. It has been much more than 10 years since Shin Ramen and Noegili were released in Nepal. In the list of ramen consumption in 2021, Korea ranked 8th and Nepal ranked 13th. In terms of per capita consumption, Korea ranked 2nd and Nepal ranked 4th. However, it took a long time to become popular with the public in Nepal. With the popularity of Korean dramas, curiosity about Korean ramen increased. But I didn't go to a large supermarket to buy it because it was 5 or 6 times the price of Nepalese ramen. In addition, inexpensive local ramen noodles were filled in small and medium-sized stores in my neighborhood. However, with the spread of the internet and smartphones in mid-2010, Korean ramen became more sensitive to trends and gained popularity. Due to the sensational popular YouTube mukbang channel of the spicy stir-fried noodles, a global trend. The fire chicken stir-fried noodles were released in 2012 with the utmost effort to put 2 tons of spicy sauce and 200 chickens on the tip of the toe of a year's researched. In the early days of its release, it was criticized for being too spicy for people to eat. But the addictive taste of the spicy taste immediately took effect. Consumers fell in love with the deliciously spicy taste and made repeated purchases, and it went viral. The year when the fried noodles of ball chicken began to be exported began in 2013. It became popular worldwide because of the popularity of the second half of 2016 on YouTube and Instagram. In particular, it was a hit when YouTuber Josh, who is known as a British man, posted a video of him eating spicy stir-fried chicken noodles with his acquaintance and eating it. The video has more than 19 million views, and videos with similar concepts have millions of views. BTS members fell in love with the spicy chicken noodles, and the number of people who want to eat it along with the K-pop craze increased significantly on TV, and it was also a sensational hit with a variety of series products such as Carbon, Hot Chicken Noodles, and Fire Mayo. Thanks to the huge success of hot chicken noodles, a company called ASEAN Thai Food in Nepal launched 2 PM Akabar Ramen in 2019. Reminiscent of chicken noodles, it was Nepal's first spicy ramen, which was more than twice as expensive as its own ramen, but it was a huge hit. And another company, Yasoda Foods, launched its ramen with the Korean name Current Noodles. With the addition of the first Lin seaweed and vegetable gundeok soup in Nepal, it was popularized as Korean ramen not only in large cities, but also in small rural stores. And in 2020, Nepal's WY brand launched the Korean fusion spicy kimchi ramen. WY is the most popular ramen brand in Nepal, and it exports to India and Southeast Asia. However, Nissin, Japan's leading company, has taken a bumpy step. It is an imitation of Samyang Foods fried chicken noodles. The packaging is in the same pink color as Samyang Foods, and even though it is sold locally, you can see that it has the Korean word fried noodles. However, Nepal is using marketing that emphasizes that it is only Korean ramen, not completely cutting down the cover or letters. The reason why they use Hangul is because of the K-brand power that Hangul gives. Because the product that we saw in the K content were Hallyu Star War and used it. Reflecting the Korean language of the product gives the image that the taste and design will be hip and trendy. In addition, products with Hangul written on them are linked to the premium image that they are made by combining. In the past, many buyers asked to make separate export signs, but recently, more and more requests are being made to keep the Korean wrapping paper as intact as possible. Perhaps the real origin of the Korean wave is Hangul. We should also try to increase our cultural and economic power so that Hangul can spread quickly.